Okay, in this video we will discuss the gear measurement and measurement of gear tooth thickness. So basically in the gear measurement, for proper inspection of gear it is necessary to give the careful attention to the raw material, manufacturing process, heat treatment, surface finish of the gear teeth has to be done. So it should be tested for dimensional accuracy and the eccentricity. So concentricity of the gear blank is also necessary, and the side faces should be true to be bore, and also good alignment of each tooth on the gear is also necessary. Otherwise the load will not be distributed evenly over its face. So and the hardness of the gear tooth should be tested to ensure the heat treatment is the proper, and it requires the hardness due to provision of the adequate thickness, and the grain size has to be attained. And also the accuracy of the measurement of the gear is also dependent on the measuring equipment available. If the reference circle of the gear is eccentric, it could be observed that in the pitch error. So by keeping all this in mind, the inspection of the gear is basically divided into two types, that is analytical inspection and the functional inspection. So for all these, so the measurement of gear tooth thickness is defined as the length of arc which is difficult to measure directly. So the thickness measurement is the most important measurement, because most of the gears manufacturer may not undergo checking of all other parameters, but thickness measurement is must. So for this only the measurement of gear tooth thickness is important. So the gear tooth thickness can be measured by using some methods, such that is gear tooth vernier caliper is there, constant chord method is there, and base tangent method is there, and measurement over a roller is there. So in gear tooth vernier caliper, it is seen that the caudal thickness and the caudal addendum depends on the number of teeth. So hence the measurement of large number of gears for set with a different number of teeth involves more calculation and more time. So to overcome this difficulty, the constant chord method is used. For this method, to overcome this difficulty, the constant chord method is used. The constant chord is defined as the chord joining these points on opposite faces of tooth, which makes contact with the mating teeth when the center line of the tooth lies on the line of gear centers. Once again I will repeat it out. The constant chord is defined as the chord joining these points on opposite faces of the tooth which makes contact with the mating teeth when the center line of the tooth lies on the line of gear centers. So the constant chord of gear is measured where the tooth flanks touches the flanks of the basic rack. I will show it in the figure. When the tooth flank touches the flanks of the basic rack, the teeth of the rack are straight and inclined to their center line at pressure angle phi. Inclined to their center line. It is inclined to their center line. At an angle of pressure angle phi. The pitch line of rack is tangential to the pitch circle of the gear. Just I will show it in the figure. The pitch line of the rack is tangential to the pitch circle of the gear, and by definition of the constant chord, the tooth thickness of the rack along this line is equal to the arc tooth thickness of the gear round its pitch circle. So based on that, by the definition of constant chord, we will tell that the tooth thickness of the rack along this line is equal to the arc tooth thickness of the gear rounds its pitch circle. So as the gear tooth and the rack space are in contact of the flanks, the chord is constant at this position irrespective of the gear system meshing with the rack. In this case, the contact always occurs at the two fixed points, that is A and B. Hence the length A and B is called as constant chord. So the value of AB and the depth from the tip can be calculated mathematically, and it can be verified by using an instrument. Just I will show you the figure of constant chord method for checking gear tooth width. For checking a gear tooth width. Initially we will take it at a point O. I will draw one base circle first. We will draw base circle. For this base circle, and also draw a pitch circle. Draw a pitch circle. The teeth of the rack, that is pitch line of the we are already told in the theory, the teeth of the rack are straight and inclined to their center line at a pressure angle. I will show it out. So the pitch line of the rack I will draw here. It is pitch line of the rack. This is pitch line of rack, that is capital D and capital F. This is the point M, E and N. This is gear tooth forum. Here this is gear tooth forum. Gear tooth forum. Now I already told you the teeth of the rack are straight and inclined to their center line at a pressure angle. The angle makes phi. Makes phi. And also I will draw one line. It is passed through this point. This is pass through this point. By making an angle, and also draw one tangent line. That is basic rack forum. Basic rack forum. These two lines are basic rack forum, and this line will make, and this is the angle of what, 90 degree. This is the A, at a point A it will cut. For this point, these 2 points will show on line, that is chord line A, C, B, and also the distance between these two. The distance between these two is small d, and distance between these two is small h. So this is the line we are going to find out the value of A, B, and its depth from the tip can be calculated mathematically and verified by an instrument. So in this case the contact always occurs at the two fixed points. This line has to become here. So I will write out the I have written the rough sketch. So this point I have to come here, these 2 points A and B. So this line has to come here. So the contact always occurs at a two fixed points, that is A and B. Hence the length AB is known as constant chord. Length AB we can call it as a constant chord. That is equal to. So here the main advantage of this method is, for all the number of teeth, the value of the constant chord is same. So it acts as a comparator which is more sensitive than the gear tooth vernier caliper. So for that reason we are using a constant chord method. So just I will show the derivation to find out the depth D. That is the main agenda of this video. So now consider a pitch line of rack, that is here pitch line of rack, that is DF, which is tangent to a pitch circle as shown in the figure. As per the definition, the tooth thickness of the rack along this line is equal to the arc tooth thickness of the gear along its pitch circle. So for that reason we are taken DE is equal to EF. I will show it in the figure. So DE is equal to EF. The tooth thickness of the rack along this line is equal to the tooth thickness of the gear along its pitch circle, that is ME. That is arc, we are considering arc ME. This is arc ME. So now arc ME is equal to what? 1 by 4 of PC, that is pitch circle, that is equal to PC is equal to what? We know that PC is equal to pi into m, as we have discussed in the terminologies of gears. So PC is equal to pi into m. So 1 by 4 of pi into m. Therefore DE is equal to EF is equal to pi into m divided by 4. As the line AE is the line of action. Here line AE is the line of action, that is it is a tangential to the base circle. We are drawing one tangent line here to the base circle. To the base circle we are drawn tangent. So that in that tangent the line AE is the line of action. Now we will consider line AE is the line of action, that is tangent to the base circle, So and in that angle CAE, here angle CAE is equal to angle DEA. CAE, here this angle is equal to alternate angles. These two we can call as a alternate angle, this angle and this angle. CAE and DEA. CAE is equal to angle DEA, that is equal to phi. We have taken it as it is equal to phi. So in the right angled triangle, so in right angled triangle AED, so the cos phi in the triangle AED, in the triangle A, right angle triangle, we have taken it as a 90 degree right for this line. So triangle AED, in the triangle AED, the cos phi is equal to AE, that is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Therefore AE is equal to DE into cos pi. We'll write it as AE is equal to DE into cos pi. AE is equal to DE into cos pi. AE is equal to DE into cos pi from the previous page. Therefore AE is equal to, we know that DE is equal to what? In the figure DE is equal to pi into m by 4. So DE is equal to pi into m by 4. Substitute here in the DE value. DE is equal to what? Pi into m divided by 4 into cos pi. So you can call it as a equation number 1. So in the triangle EAC, where here in the triangle EAC, there cos pi is equal to AC divided by AE. Therefore AC is equal to AE into cos pi. So therefore AC is equal to, we know that AE is equal to, substitute in the previous time from the equation 1, AE is equal to what? Pi by m into cos phi. Substitute here. So pi by m by 4 into cos phi into cos phi. So we finally will get a pi m by 4 into cos square phi. So now consider a chord length AB. So now the consider chord length AB. This is the constant chord we are written as AB, right? So consider chord length AB. Chord length AB is, so AB is equal to what? 2 times of AC. So AB is equal to what? AC plus AC, that is 2 times of AC. So 2 times of AC. In the previous step we know the value of what? AC here. You know the value of the AC. So substitute here, we will get a pi by m by 2 into cos square phi. So call this as equation number 2. Chord length AB is equal to cos square phi. So now consider a triangle EAC. In the triangle EAC we have applied for cos phi, that is cos phi is equal to AC by AE. Now we have substitute again in the triangle EAC, we have taken it a sin phi angle, that is equal to CE divided by AE. So therefore CE is equal to AE into sin phi. So therefore CE is equal to AE, we know that value, we know the AE value is equal to pi by m. Substitute here. So pi by m by 4 into cos phi into sin phi. Therefore CE is equal to pi by m into cos phi into sin phi. So from the figure, the depth D is equal to what? JC. So I forgot to write here JCE value. So the depth is equal to JC. So JC is equal to what? JE minus CE. So JE is equal to, JC is the depth, JC is equal to what? JE minus of CE. So this is the depth here. J is there, here the C is there, here the E is there. This is the depth D. So for JC, depth D is equal to JC, that is equal to JE overall length, JE minus CE, JE minus CE, that is equal, JE represent what? JE represent addendum minus CE. So that is equal to M minus, JE represent what? JE represent what? Addendum. So addendum we will represent it as a M, that is equal to addendum minus CE, where addendum is equal to M minus CE. In the previous step we know the value, pi by m by 4 into cos phi into sin phi, cos phi into sin phi. So therefore depth D is equal to what? M into, take m as a common, 1 minus pi by 4 into cos phi into sin phi. This is the value of the depth D by using the constant chord method. So just I will repeat it out once again. In the figure we have written a, this is the base rack forum. Initially we have written a base circle, we have taken a point pressure angle phi. This is the pitch circle. For that pitch circle we are writing a tangent, that is pitch line of the rack. So this is the gear tooth forum, this is the gear tooth forum. For this line, once the base tangent will draw one tangent to the base circle, that is passed through the point E, and it will make a right angle at the point A. These two are at the flanks, point A and B. So the length AB we are writing on chord, that is AB is the chord, constant chord, and the depth is what? JC. So our agenda is to find out the length AB and depth D. So mathematically we are going to calculate it from the tip, and it is verified by the instrument. So now initially first we have taken from the figure DF, there is a pitch line of the rack that is tangential to the pitch circle of the gear. From the figure, where obviously we can by seeing itself only we will tell. So we know that from the definition, the tooth thickness, so the tooth thickness of the rack along this line is equal to the arc tooth thickness of the gear along its pitch circle. So we have taken D is equal to F is equal to arc ME. Here this is the arc ME. This is the pitch circle we have written, right? I will write out a rough sketch. I have written a rough sketch. Okay, try to understand. Here ME is equal to the arc. So that is equal to arc ME. Arc ME is equal to what? 1/4 of PC. PC we know the value of pi into m in the terminology of the gear. So DE is equal to EF is equal to pi by m divided by 4. As the line AE is the line of the action, that is a tangent of the base circle, both the angle CAE is equal to DEA is equal to phi, that is pressure angle phi. So in the right angle triangle we have taken, that is AED in the figure, right angle triangle AED, this is the right angle triangle. We have taken that triangle and applying, we are finding out the cos phi value, that is cos phi is equal to AE by DE. We know the A, therefore AE is equal to DE into cos phi. We know the DE value in the previous step. DE is equal to pi by m by 4. We can take it as a cos phi in the triangle. And again we are considering triangle EAC, in the triangle EAC. So EAC, there we are applying again cos phi is equal to AC by AE. We know AC is equal to AE into cos phi. We know the value of AE into cos phi. So substitute that AE value and we are finding out the value of AC. So now we know the chord length. We are from the figure, chord length is what? AB. We are finding out the AC. AB is equal to 2 times of AC, and we will substitute it and we will find out the chord length. We will find out the value of the AB. So value of the AB we are going to find out pi by m into cos square phi. So once the finding out the value of the AB, where our agenda is to find out the depth D. To find out the depth D, again in the triangle EAC we are applying a sin phi, that is CE by AE. Therefore CE is equal to AE into sin phi. So we know the value of the we know the value of the AE, where AE is what? Pi by m divided by 4 into cos phi. Substitute here into sin phi. So we know the depth is equal to what? JC. From the figure, depth is equal to JC. JC is equal to what? JE minus CE. So JE minus J is what? The addendum, that is from the pitch circle, above the pitch circle. This is the pitch circle. Above this point we can call as a addendum. Below this one we can call it a dedendum. So addendum is what? M minus of pi by m into cos phi into sin phi. We have taken m as a common. So 1 minus of pi by 4 into cos phi into sin phi. So finally we will come to the value of the depth. That's all about the derivation. Thank you.